Nicki Minaj has publicly gone after Jay-Z, pulling cameras, headlines, and public attention straight toward herself. Every post, every message, and every comment made the situation bigger. The problems surrounding Jay-Z might hurt him, but they could also come back to hurt Nicki in ways she did not expect. To understand how this all happened, we need to look at how their relationship began and how it slowly broke apart. Nicki Minaj has openly said that Jay-Z was one of her biggest inspirations, along with Lil Wayne and Foxy Brown. That was not a small compliment. She was saying she studied his career closely and learned from how he built success. Her album, The Pink Print, was inspired by Jay-Z's The Blueprint. She talked about this in interviews and showed it through her music. Early on, the respect went both ways. In 2010, Nicki appeared on songs connected to Jay-Z's circle. She was on Kanye West's song Monster, where her verse became one of the most famous guest verses in hip-hop history. Jay-Z was on that song too. They were in the same rooms, working in the same industry, moving in the same powerful circles. Nicki's career grew fast. She broke records on the Billboard 100 and became one of the most successful female rappers ever. At that level, she expected to be treated like an equal by the people at the top of the music world. But here is where things changed. Nicki Minaj was never signed to Jay-Z's company, Roc Nation. She was signed to Young Money and Republic Records. Roc Nation manages many artists and has strong connections to sports, award shows, and major events. Nicki worked in the same industry space but outside of that system. According to her, that space slowly became harder for her to move in. Some fans believe Nicki wanted Jay-Z's approval or a solo song with him and felt ignored. Whether that is true or not, the real public conflict started over money. Specifically, it started with Tidal. Jay-Z created Tidal as a music streaming service owned by artists. Big names, including Nicki Minaj, had ownership stakes. The idea was that artists would benefit more fairly than they did on other platforms. In 2021, Jay-Z sold Tidal to Square, later called Block. That should have been the end of the story, but it wasn't. In July 2025, Nicki went on social media and accused Jay-Z of owing her a huge amount of money. She said the number could be anywhere from $100 million to $200 million. She said she was originally offered only $1 million for her share and refused it. She did not make these claims in court. She made them publicly, in front of millions of people. Earlier in September 2024, Nicki had already criticized Jay-Z and Steve Stoute, accusing them of lying about her involvement with Tidal and treating her unfairly. By July 2025, her posts became much stronger and louder. She also criticized Roc Nation leaders, saying they damaged the music industry, treated artists unfairly, and blocked opportunities. What started as a money disagreement became a much larger attack on an entire system. Nicki did not file lawsuits. She did not share contracts or legal documents. She chose social media as her main weapon. That choice changed everything. When someone makes serious accusations in public, people start asking questions about them too. The key question became, were Jay-Z's problems hurting Nicki, or was Nicki hurting herself by how she handled them? The money dispute is where everything started. Nicki said she was owed much more than she received from the Tidal sale. At first, she said the difference was millions. Later, she raised the number far higher and described it as a karmic debt. That phrase matters because it is not a legal term. It made the argument emotional instead of factual. Because Nicki did not show documents publicly, many people began to doubt her claims. Critics pointed out her own family controversies and questioned why she chose this moment to speak. Others believed she was using the money issue to fight a bigger personal battle. Nicki even said she would delay releasing music until the issue was resolved. That hurt her more than anyone else. Jay-Z has businesses in many industries. Nicki's main power comes from music, touring, and visibility. Rumors later spread that Roc Nation warned her to stop mentioning them or face serious legal action. Whether this is true or not, it showed how serious the situation had become. Then the story shifted again. Nicki began saying that Jay-Z and Roc Nation were blocking her career on purpose. She accused them of stopping tours, award opportunities, and major performances. When Kendrick Lamar was chosen for the Super Bowl halftime show instead of Lil Wayne, Nicki said it was personal sabotage. She also claimed that awards, charts, and media companies were working together against her. She mentioned investigations and big legal words, but no official proof was shown. Over time, the list of people she accused grew larger. It was no longer just Jay-Z. It included Roc Nation executives, award shows, media companies, and even political groups. In February 2026, things escalated again. Nicki made very serious personal accusations against Jay-Z and Beyoncé during Grammy Week. These were not business complaints anymore. They were claims about dangerous behavior and secret wrongdoing. She posted timelines and photos asking followers to judge them. These accusations spread quickly online. Many people felt uncomfortable. Others felt she had gone too far. Making claims like this without official investigations or court cases made many in the industry step away from her. Her fans stood by her strongly, but fans alone cannot book tours, run award shows, or secure brand deals. Some critics suggested she needed help. Others said she was sabotaging her own career. Either way, her public image outside her fan base suffered. The political side of her posts divided audiences. The music industry tends to lean one way politically, and Nicki chose a different path, which affected how institutions treated her. In the end, Jay-Z's controversies did not destroy Nicki Minaj's career. They gave her a platform. What she chose to say on that platform is what put her career at risk. She could still return to music, tour, and rebuild. Her talent and fans are real. But if the public war matters more than the music, the damage may last longer than the feud itself. Thanks for watching. If you want to see another deep story like this, click one of the videos on your screen right now. Nicki Minaj did something very few artists ever do. She didn't whisper behind closed doors, she didn't send private messages, she didn't wait for lawyers to talk. She went straight to the public and said what she believed out loud for everyone to hear. And the person she aimed those words at was Jay-Z. When Nicki spoke, the internet stopped scrolling. Fans argued, media jumped in. Every headline suddenly connected her name with his. Some people believed her, some people didn't, but nobody ignored her. That's how powerful this moment was. Jay-Z is not just a rapper. He is one of the most powerful people in music. He owns companies. He helps decide who gets stages, awards, and opportunities. He's quiet, careful, and almost never responds publicly to drama. Nicki Minaj is not just a rapper either. She is one of the biggest female artists in history. She broke records. She built one of the loudest fan bases in music. She's known for speaking her mind, even when it causes problems. So when Nicki turned her attention directly towards Jay-Z, people asked one question: why now? For years, Nicki praised Jay-Z. She called him an inspiration. She said she studied his career. She even modeled one of her albums after his. That kind of respect doesn't disappear overnight. But something changed. Nicki began posting messages that sounded angry. She talked about money. She talked about being treated unfairly. She talked about doors being closed. She talked about being blocked. At first, it seemed like a business disagreement. Those happen all the time. Big artists fight over contracts, payments, and ownership. But this didn't stay small. Nicki didn't just say she was underpaid. She said she was owed massive amounts of money. Not thousands, not millions, hundreds of millions. She did not say this in court. She did not say it through lawyers. She said it on social media, where millions of people could see it instantly. That choice changed everything, because when someone makes huge claims in public, the public doesn't just listen, the public judges. Soon, Nicki wasn't just talking about money, she started talking about power, about control, about the music industry being run by the same people over and over, about being punished for not obeying. She said she was being sabotaged. She said tours were blocked, awards were taken away, opportunities were given to others instead of her. And she named names: Jay-Z, Roc Nation, executives, award shows, media companies, even political groups. And still, Jay-Z said nothing. That silence became part of the story. Some people saw it as guilt, others saw it as strategy, but either way, it left Nicki alone in the spotlight. Then, the conflict went even further. Nicki did not just accuse Jay-Z of business problems, she accused him of personal wrongdoing. She questioned his character, she questioned his past, she questioned his power. At that point, the story crossed a line. Because business arguments can be fixed, personal accusations cannot easily be taken back. The industry began to react. Nicki stopped appearing at major events. She was missing from award shows. Rumors spread that brands and organizers were stepping away from her.
If she returns to music, focuses on her art, and rebuilds professionally, her career can continue. If she stays focused on public war, the damage may grow. This story is not about who is right or wrong. It's about how power, emotion, and public platforms collide. And it's about what happens when the fight becomes bigger than the goal. When you step back and look at everything that happened, one thing becomes clear. This story was never just about Jay-Z, and it was never just about Nicki Minaj either. It was about what happens when power, pride, money, and public platforms collide all at once. Nicki Minaj did not quietly fade away. She spoke loudly. She demanded attention. She chose the biggest stage possible, social media, and used it to tell her side of the story. In doing so, she forced the world to listen. But listening does not always mean agreeing. Jay-Z's controversies existed before Nicki spoke. They had their own timelines and their own discussions. Nicki did not create them, but when she tied herself to them, she changed how the story felt. She became part of it. And once you become part of a story like that, every move you make is judged. Some people see Nicki as brave. They believe she stood up to a system that protects powerful people and punishes those who don't fall in line. To them, her silence for years, followed by a sudden explosion, makes sense. They see her as someone who finally reached a breaking point. Others see something different. They see an artist who allowed frustration to turn into obsession, someone who let a real disagreement grow into something so large that it began hurting her more than anyone else. To them, the lack of clear proof matters. The choice to fight publicly instead of legally matters. The truth is, both interpretations exist at the same time. What cannot be denied is the impact of her choices. The music industry is not just about talent. It is about relationships, trust, and stability. Labels, brands, award shows, and event organizers all avoid risk. When someone becomes unpredictable, doors quietly close, not because of one powerful enemy, but because many people decide, on their own, to step back. Nicki Minaj still has one of the strongest fan bases in music. That loyalty is real, but fans cannot replace industry infrastructure. They cannot book stadiums, run award shows, or manage global partnerships. At the same time, the industry is not innocent. It has a long history of unfair deals, quiet punishments, and power imbalance. Artists have been mistreated before. Whistleblowers have been ignored before. So it is understandable why some people believe Nicki. That tension is what makes this story so powerful. It forces us to ask uncomfortable questions. What is the right way to speak out? When does telling your truth become self-destruction? How much proof does the public deserve? And who really wins when artists and institutions go to war? Nicki Minaj is not finished unless she decides she is. She still has the ability to shift the narrative. She can return to music, reconnect with audiences, and let her work speak again. Many artists have survived public collapses and come back stronger, but time matters. The longer the fight continues, the more the story replaces the music. And when that happens, even legends can be overshadowed by their own headlines. Jay-Z's silence has protected him so far. Silence can be powerful. It lets storms burn themselves out. But silence does not erase questions. It only delays answers. Whether this story ends in redemption, regret, or reinvention is still unknown, and that is why it matters. Because this is not just gossip, it is a lesson about fame, power, and how quickly control can slip away when everything becomes public. Now it's your turn. Do you think Nicki Minaj is exposing something real that others are afraid to say out loud? Or do you think she crossed a line that damaged her own legacy? Should artists fight power publicly or quietly through the system? There is no single correct answer, but your perspective matters. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this breakdown helped you understand the story clearly, hit like. Subscribe for more deep dives into music, power, and the stories behind the headlines. And if you want to keep watching, click one of the videos on your screen right now.